Salve! Welcome to Easy Latin Part 9. Last time we looked at plural nouns. Puellai sui verba. Puellai means the girls, sui means the slaves, verba means the words. Puellai is a first declension nominative plural, so AE is the ending for all first declension nominative plural nouns. Sui is the second declension masculine plural nominative, and verba is the second declension neuter plural nominative. We also looked at words like this. Puellas, soos, and verba are my accusatives. Puellas is the accusative plural of the first declension, soos is the accusative plural of the second declension masculine, and verba is the accusative plural of the second declension neuter. So we looked at sentences like this. Puella feminine salutat, the girl greets the woman, singular nouns. And we looked at puellae feminas salutant, the girls greet the women, plural nouns. These are my first declensions. This is how they all change. Here are my second declension masculine nouns. Sovus amicum vidit, the slave sees the friend. So we amicos vidunt, the slaves see the friends. And finally, my second declension neuter, verbum is how it ends nominative and accusative in the singular, and templa donna, nominative and accusative plural, both end in A. Remember, every day, neuter plurals end in A. These are my three sentences, and I had highlighted the endings of each noun to show you what they look like in the plural. But today we're going to look at something else important about these sentences, the verb. Now the verb has to always match, in Latin, the nominative noun. So puellae is nominative plural, sui is nominative plural, and templa is nominative plural. That means I must have a third person plural verb. If my nominative is plural, my verb has to be plural as well. That's what this ending tells me, nt. Now we've looked at verbs before in our Easy Latin series. We've met porto, portas, portat, meaning I carry, you carry, and he, she, it carries. But now we're looking at portant, which means they carry. Sedent, they sit. Vocant, they call. We've also talked about infinitives before. Portant comes from the verb portare. That's why it has an A before the NT. Sedent comes from sedere, which is why it has an E, and vocant comes from vocare. The verb forms on the right are called the infinitive of the verb, and that tells me what the thematic vowel is for that verb. So for portare and vocare, it's an A. For a sedere, it's an E. Like I said, verbs have to match the nominatives. So if I have a singular nominative, I have a singular verb. I, you, he, she, it are my singular verb endings, OST. If I have a singular nominative, I have to have a singular verb. So for example, puella in horto sedet, the girl sits in the garden. Puella is a singular nominative, so sedet has to be he, she, it, which is singular. If I have a plural nominative, then I must have a plural verb. Puellae in horto sedent. The verb has to change to match my plural nominative. Instead of she sits, it's now they sit. Here are some examples in Latin. On the right-hand side in the green box, I have some vocabulary. They're split into nouns at the top and verbs at the bottom. If you'd like to have a go on your own, pause the video here. Otherwise, I'm going to go through these now. So number 1, amici suum salutant. Amici is a plural nominative. It comes from amicus, friend. It's a second declension masculine, and it means the friends. Now I've got a plural nominative, so I'm expecting a plural verb. Do I have one? Salutant. Yes, I do. It ends with nt, which means it is a they, a third person plural. So amici salutant, the friends greet. And then who do they greet? Suum, the slave. So the friends greet the slave. Number 2. Femina puellas videt. Femina means the woman. Now that looks to me like a singular nominative. Let's double check. If I look for my verb, it should tell me videt is a third person singular verb. So yes, femina means the woman, and videt means sees. The woman sees. Who does she see? Puellas comes from puella, and it's an accusative plural. So the woman sees the girls. Number 3, templa in foro stand. Templa could be nominative plural of temple, or it could be accusative plural because this one is a second declension neuter noun. And remember every day, neuter plurals end in a. So templa could be nominative or it could be accusative. Let's go and find a verb and see if we can make it make sense. Stant at the end of the sentence comes from sto, which means stand. In this case, it ends with nt, so I'm imagining the subject is a they word. It's a plural noun. So if I think back to templa, that's a plural subject. Let's see if it makes sense. The temples stand. That does make sense, so I'm going to use that. The temples stand in foro, in the forum, in the marketplace. Number 4, puellai is a nominative plural. It's first declension, and it means the girls. Do I have a verb to match? Wakant means they call. So the girls call. Who do they call? Dominos is accusative plural. The masters. The girls call the masters. How did you find those? Let me know in the comments. If you want to continue your Latin journey, you can download my free workshop to learn Latin in just 1 hour. It's on-demand video training and it will give you everything you need to start Latin with grammar and vocabulary. You'll also get all my free guides along with it, so sign up at the link in the description below to get that sent straight to your inbox. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time on Bambasbat. Wale!